Welcome to the session of structure. So, in this particular session, I will be talking to you regarding structure. So, what exactly is a structure and why do you think structure is actually required? Okay. So, in order to understand that, I have created one case study. Let us say and there is a company called Jaiber. Okay. And that company is developing an application to store the information of all its customers. And let us say that the company has nearly 1 lakh of customers and the details of the customer as follow. We have to store the name, okay, the date of the birth of the customer, the address, the height, the weight, and the yearly income itself. And if you see closely each of this particular information, then name itself is nothing but a string, okay. Date of birth, if I consider day, month, and year, it's nothing but the integer value. Address itself is a string. Height, it's a float value. Weight is a float value, and yearly income it's a double value. Now, if I want to store this, okay, what 1 lakh customers are there, and each customers I have to store all this particular information. So till now we have studied about the variables, okay, then we have studied about array itself also. So can we use an array to store this information? As for the definition of an array can store only data of homogeneous data, but not the same data type itself. So now here you can see all different type of data types. The data types are there. Like you have a string, we have integer, we have float, we have double, and all those things. So what could be the solution, right? So there that means I should need something, okay, some kind of concepts, okay, right, where I can store all this information together in a single unit, okay, and that is nothing but a structure. Yes. So structure help us to store all this type of information, all different type. So we can have heterogeneous data that can be stored in a structure. Where in array we used to store homogeneous data, right? Homogeneous of the same data type, but in a structure we can have variables of different data type itself, and different data types we can bundle up into a single unit, and that is the structure itself. Okay. Right. Now in C, when you talk about structure, structure is nothing but also called as a user-defined data type, because user will be defining the data type itself. Okay. And that is nothing but a collection of different data type itself. Some of the author also has said that structure is a derived data type also. Okay. User defined data type, because defined as it is defined by the user. Derived because we are storing all kind of different what you say, uh, different type of data types, and bundle them in different a single unit itself, and that unit itself is one type of derived data type itself, right? So and each of these members that we are storing, right, say the name, the date of birth, the address, the height, the weight, the yearly income itself are called as the data members, right? Okay. And each and in order to define or declare a particular structure, you have to use the struct keyword. So if you see here closely, so this is the struct keyword, and then we have the structure name, right? And followed by the data member. So open bracket, then data member one, data member two, list that's a customer name, the date of birth, all this till all the members are defined. That is followed into close and followed by a semicolon. More we're going to see. Okay, I just want to make you understand that are using a struct. You have to give a name of the structure, okay, and that has to be preceded by the struct keyword, which will be make the compiler understand you are talking about some kind of structure itself. Okay. So having said this, now if I declare this particular structure, customer, based on the case studies, right? I'm not considering the date of birth. Okay. So character name 30, address also have added. Okay. So address 100, float, height, float, weight, or double annual income. Right. Now let us see this particular structure itself. If I say start with 2000, so name it will take 30 size, so 2030, right? Address is taking 100, so you have 2130. Float 4 bytes, so 2134. Okay, float width 4, so 2138. Okay, and annual income is itself is a double of 8 bytes. So if you see, it comes out to be 2146, right? So that means the size is nothing but sum of name, address, height, weight, and annual. That means sum of all the size of the data members. But however, you will come to know, right? Yes, that there are some kind of alignment, padding itself based on profess some kind of processor and compiler specific itself like this. Some padding. That is the reason why the size of the structure that you have defined, like some this particular customer, it is always greater than equal to 30 plus 100 plus 4 plus 4 plus 8, right? So it is always greater than that, okay, because of this particular small type of, there may be some kind of alignment padding itself and all, okay. So I hope you have understood. So the size of the structure is nothing but the sum of the size of the individual, individual members in the structure, okay, and it is always greater than equal to, right? Yes, that is what, because of this alignment padding itself and all. Okay. So now, having said this, we know how to declare a structure. Now, once I declare a structure, so I have a data type, right? My data type of is not what customer, a structure, customer itself. I have to have some kind of variable, right? So how to declare that? We can simply right after the end of the structure declaration itself. So like you have written a structure customer, so simply I can put it at the end of that, like c1 and c2. Or I can write struct customer, so this is nothing but my data type, okay, c1 and c2. So c1 is nothing but one type of customer structure itself. C2 is also one type of variable of customer structure itself, right? So this is one way which we can declare the structure variable, and this is another way which we can declare the structure variable, right? So having said this, so you have understood what is a structure, why structure is necessary, why it comes into the picture. Array, it is a collection of homogeneous. Structure is a collection of heterogeneous, right? And if you want to declare a structure, you have to use the keyword struct, okay, and then you have to give a name, like I have given a name like customer, and then all kind of informations, right, for the customer, like name, address, height, I can store in there, and they are all different data type itself, right? So that is what. Then followed by that, we can also create certain structure variable that we have seen two ways. Simply I can write struct customer c1 and c2, or simply I can put c1 c2 after the end of this curly bracket itself. So that how we can also declare a structure variable itself. So I hope structure is clear to you. Okay, so in the next particular video, I will be I will showing how you can insert you can insert the information, okay, store the information inside a custom inside that particular structure, and how you can display the information also. Okay, so thank you so much. Keep watching my video and keep subscribing my video.